Hi, my name is Vishnu. In this segment on the foundations of Ayurveda, we're going to discuss the characteristics of Pitta Dosha. As previously discussed in the introduction to the three doshas, we see that Pitta is made of fire and water, so it's primarily fire and water element. It governs the transformative energy of the body. It is the metabolic spark. It governs appetite and thirst, as well as digestion, absorption, and assimilation of food, and the digestion of that which we take through the senses. Pitta governs nutrition. It maintains body temperature along with Kapha dosha. It is present in our intellectual faculties and sense perception. It's present as neuropeptides, neurotransmitters, as well as sebaceous secretions. When we break down the 5 subtypes of Pitta dosha, we'll see that it's present in the brain, in the eyes, in the stomach, in the liver, on the skin, and we'll break down these subtypes more in depth. So the terrain of Pitta dosha is vast. Pitta has several main qualities, which we'll discuss in relation to our bodily characteristics or tendencies. And this will be a mixture of both of those aspects. Hot is Ushna, and Ushna is present in strong appetite, good digestion, as well as a tendency for hyperacidity and heartburn. Not related to slow or weak digestion, but the heartburn that is present or as hyperacidity. One who experiences Pitta type of indigestion often has a strong appetite, yet they feel that retrosternal burning, that heartburn, and that is characteristic of Pitta in excess in the stomach. In balance, it's present as a good strong appetite and digestion. Pittas tend to feel warm and have an intolerance to heat or hot weather. They also have a tendency towards irritability, volatile emotions like anger and hatred, but that doesn't mean that Pitta people are angry and hateful people. A balanced Pitta has good balanced quality, but when aggravated, Pitta has the tendency towards volatility. Everybody experiences anger. It's just that Pitta has more of a tendency towards sustained irritability, a tendency towards that maybe anger or angry outbursts, but I don't like to compartmentalize too much. We all experience a wide range of emotion. On the terrain of Pitta, when there are stressful situations, we can have a tendency in a particular emotional direction based upon predominancy of dosha, but it's not as simple and limited as just the compartmentalization of emotion into dosha categories. Pitta also has a tendency, the hot quality of Pitta can tend to create graying of the hair or early hair fall due to that high Pitta, especially Sadaka Pitta in the brain. Sharp quality is Tikshna, and Tikshna quality is present as good digestion and absorption, as well as sharp memory and understanding, and a probing mind. Pittas have sharp gaze. They're pointed features say the facial features tend to be more pointed, heart-shaped face, or square angular chins are seen as Pitta traits. The tendency to this sharp quality when aggravated can cause Tikshna Agni, or such a strong digestion that even soon after eating, within an hour or two, a person can get low blood sugar. Of course, there can be various causes to this, but this is a general hypoglycemic tendency for Pitta. So Pittas often need a snack on hand. That the term hangry is a term I've heard which expresses that Pitta type of digestion, when a person gets hungry to the point where they're cranky. Light quality is Lagu, and Lagu is seen as a light to medium body frame. Pittas aren't as lean as a Vata person, but can be very lean, but more muscle definition. So the musculature is more defined. They have a tendency towards a sensitivity to bright light. The light quality is present on the skin as fair skin, shiny skin. Along with the hot quality can create a rosy red complexion to the skin. Yet when out of balance, Pitta can manifest rosacea, for instance. Oily is Snigdha, and Snigdha is present as soft, oily skin and hair. If there's too much oil in the skin, it can lead a tendency towards acne or a clogging of the pores and pimples. Oily quality is present in the sensitivity towards digestion of fats. If Pitta is aggravated, especially Ranjak Pitta in the liver, then Pitta can have a tendency towards poor fat digestion, maybe a sensitivity that would create maybe headaches or looseness of the stool, maybe oily stool. Can be a sign of high Pitta related to Snigdha or oily quality. Liquid is Drava. And along with liquid is Sada, spreading. So liquid and spreading qualities are the last main characteristics of Pitta we'll discuss here in this video as the classic characteristics. And liquid is present as loose stool or liquid stool. Vata is dry, we had discussed earlier, Ruksha, and it's prone towards dry constipation, whereas Pitta, having Drava quality, can tend towards what we refer to as Mrudu Koshta, which is more of a wet quality to the intestines that can create a more frequency of stool to the point where maybe it's too loose. Okay, so liquid is present as excess urine or sweat, so Pittas tend to sweat a lot, and the thirst, which again with hot quality, hot is associated with hunger and thirst, with appetite, and Drava quality can bring excess thirst as well. So spreading quality is seen as Sada, and Sada is present in hives, rashes, urticaria, acnes, local or systemic inflammations in the body, along with hot quality. Dosha can move upward or downward. Hyperacidity would be moving upward. We would say that that's Urdhva Pitta. If there's what we call Triyag Pitta, or a vertical movement of Pitta or outward movement of Pitta, it can manifest on the surface of the skin, as say hives, rashes, psoriasis, and so on. There are other secondary characteristics in my tradition of Ayurveda that we look at to help to make a little bit more sense of Pitta, and that relates to the taste of sour, amla. And amla is present as the acidic indigestion, high or an acidic pH, and also is associated with nausea, vomiting, and a sensitivity to the teeth, inflamed gums, and excess salivation. These aren't present for all Pitta types, but they can be tendencies towards Pitta imbalance. Often you will see nausea associated with certain Pitta imbalances. If there's Vata pushing Pitta in the brain, causing migraine headache, and can leave one feeling nauseous to the point of even vomiting, that's just one example of many. Another characteristic would be pungent. And pungent is made of fire and air element, and whereas sour is fire and earth element. So pungent could create heartburn, burning sensations in the body, itching. When I'm dealing with skin conditions for clients, often within an hour or two after eating, when food starts to absorb, within a few hours, then rashes or itchiness on the surface of the skin can aggravate because the pungent qualities can enter the general circulation at that point, aggravating Pitta conditions. Foul smell can be associated with certain aspects of Pitta related to excess fermentation or bad breath. A strong body odor from increased sweating or a tendency towards fungal infections, yeast infections. And again, this is more when Pitta is out of balance. yellow and red quality are associated with Pitta on the surface of the skin, say jaundice or redness relating to inflammation. And that it gets more into the subject of assessment. So we'll leave these secondary qualities of Pitta more to the assessment aspect. So here we've discussed the qualities and characteristics of Pitta. The list that I'm giving for any of the doshas in relation to their qualitative manifestations in the body or the mind are not limited to what I'm presenting here. There's no end to the varieties and of these manifestations. And in clinical practice and practical application of Ayurveda, we can continue to learn. Each and every individual is unique, and when we study each individual as well as ourselves in light of the doshas and the elements and the gunas, there's really no end to the amount of information that we can glean through the study and science of life. So we will again return to these same principles, and as we do, we will uncover and discover more and more in regards to Pitta as well as Vata and Kapha. So in our next video, we'll be talking about the qualities and characteristics of Kapha dosha and their manifestations, and I hope that you can stay tuned for that and more to come. Namaste.